Welcome to the Equipping Leaders podcast. I'm Natasha, and my goal is to equip leaders with tools to make their leadership journey easier and more expansive. I'm going to try something new with the podcast and make short episodes that are released Monday through Thursday. I want to share more concepts in real time, some of which gets lost when I'm waiting for this future release that can get over-engineered. So carrying on from our previous episode, today I have a short episode for you on just a few more ideas around feedback, and we'll continue the theme of feedback throughout the week. So when we're giving feedback, we want it to be helpful because feedback is sharing information for the purpose of development. When you go into a feedback interaction, you want to make sure you encompass these elements. So first, you want to make sure the person knows that they are getting feedback. Sometimes if you don't say the word feedback, people don't always know that they're getting feedback, so they don't know that it's something they should be taking action on. But you can kind of get this understanding by doing a couple different things. So first, you could do that by asking them if they are open to receiving some feedback, or just by point blank saying, I have some feedback for you. Now, your approach here should reflect the relationship that you have with the person. If you're someone's leader, then part of your job and part of your responsibility is to provide actionable feedback. So if you ask them if you can give them feedback and they say no, you still have to find a way to give them the feedback. So I would say with direct reports, you can be more informative that feedback is taking place. And with peers or other folks, you can do more of an ask. The next important element of giving feedback is being specific about the feedback and why it's valuable to that person. They need to know what you're referencing and see the link to why it matters for their development. You don't need to make broad generalizations. So remember to, in these moments, keep the focus, and focus is your friend essentially in these moments. So instead of saying something like, oh, well, everybody thinks this, or this will help you get to CEO, unless you're talking to the COO, not as valuable of feedback. So don't make broad generalizations when you're being specific and telling them why it's valuable for their development. And then last, you want to make sure you discuss the feedback with the person and come up with next steps. So perhaps up till this point, it's been a bit of a monologue, and now we open it up into a dialogue. You don't want feedback to be something that you just lob at someone and then leave them to figure out. Together, you want to come up with a co-created plan for what to do with that feedback that you just gave them. I also want to mention here that feedback is not just to make adjustments to make something better. Feedback can and should absolutely be about positive things as well. So again, it helps people continue to improve professionally. And when we point out things that they're doing well, it helps them to better understand their strengths and how they show up. We want to make sure to stay future focused in these feedback conversations. We're talking about something that happened for the purpose of making the future better. Thank you for listening.